Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 105 of Direwolf20's Forgecraft series. Working on my Endergenic generator. Made a couple little tweaks to the way things work because I wanted to be able to loop this thing. And I think I actually got it working like really well, and I'm a little bit excited about how well it works. So let's take a look. When we wrapped up last episode, we had white triggering the start of things. Now it's blue that triggers the dropping of the ender pearl, right? Notice, however, that blue feeds into a reading white wire, and white still triggers this guy to receive. This way we can separate what signals cause this guy to receive redstone signal to start, and this one to trigger the actual firing of a pearl. So when a blue signal comes in, it still delays, 8 ticks before it fires a pearl, but it also directly feeds into the white wire, which does the Endergenic generator starting, right? And this white wire does the yellow wire, okay? So that was one of the changes. This really doesn't have to be that long, because I was going to do something else, and then I realized that it's actually looping quite well because of the way that the way that I did this, right? So after the white signal is received, it waits a few ticks on the white signal here, waits a few ticks on the white signal here, and waits a few ticks on the white signal here. Let's go through the process. I've also extended this guy. All I did was move these back a little bit and extend this wiring. So it's actually pretty stable. Let's see what the signaling is, right? So when we push the button, a blue signal activates, and it immediately activates a white signal that says, hey, you, wait for a pearl. That's tick 0, okay? It also says 10 ticks after the white signal to fire the pearl at tick 10. This guy says, after you receive the blue signal, which is fire the pearl, go ahead and activate 8 ticks later the gray signal, which fires the pearl for real. The gray signal fires the pearl, it takes 2 ticks to get over there, and it arrives at tick 10, right? Tick 10 is going to immediately fire over to here, and it should land at tick 13, because there's 3 tick gap here now instead of 2. And we've adjusted this guy, so when the white signal occurs, I made it 4 ticks is what it wound up needing to be, and it's good. And it activates purple and is ready to go. And then 9 ticks later is what it wound up having to be to get the numbers right. And that's just because of the way tile entities tick. That's that weird offset thing. And then white signal makes this guy go, and then white signal makes orange go. Then what we have is orange, which is right here, which I could probably have just fed directly over instead of having this big long cable here, which I'll probably do. Yeah, I think that would be doable. Yeah, I could probably do that. So I was going to do something a little different, but we could probably just do this, right? I'm going to leave that there just in case, but I'm pretty sure. And then what we have here is when you receive an orange signal, wait 2 ticks and trigger the white one, right? What that means is that once this thing's ready, 2 ticks later, reactivate this white one to be ready for another pearl, okay? I realize I probably didn't explain that so well, but it's a complex system. Let's see what happens. So right now I'm just running conduits that are gonna feed into the capacitor. Part of me wants to feed into a temporary capacitor. What do I have by way of capacitors? If I had an empty one, that would be great. I do not. Let's see if I can quickly make an empty 25. I don't suppose that we have the stuff needed to make a vibrant capacitor, right? Totally not even a little bit. I mean, we do have the vibrant crystal, which is cool. How about octadix? Nope. How about you? 2 double layers. Gonna need more coal dust, it looks like. Fail, Direwolf. You don't have resources at the moment to handle this situation. Because I want to be able to just read off how much energy we're producing here. And with this thing being full, there's not a good way to do it. All right, here's what I'm going to do. Because I want to demonstrate this to you guys, we're totally going to cheat. But in a way that's not going to be super cheaty. It's only going to be a little cheaty. In fairness, I am negatively cheating. I am doing the inverse of cheating. I'm doing the opposite. Because what I'm going to be doing is completely wasting resources. So watch this. We're going to get a capacitor just to read how much energy this is producing, we're going to get an empty one. And then when we're done with it, we will destroy it. And what we will have done is wasted all the energy and ender pearls that we produce. So right now you're getting a bunch of RF because you're draining the internal RF of these guys. They all had a bunch of power that they generated from when I was testing this. Dude, that's a lot of RF. I think I really got the timing down, like, just perfect. It's actually pretty good. Wow, we're producing 20,000 RF a tick. Well, we're not producing 20,000 RF a tick. We're dumping 20,000 RF a tick into this capacitor by clearing out the backlog of stuff that's in the Endergenics from all the testing that I've been doing off camera between episodes. So watch, this is what we're going to do, right? There's all that power. I just produced 12 million RF. We're going to void it. Gone. And now we're going to get an empty one. Cool. All right. So when we fire this, just to recap, blue's going to trigger white. White's going to tell you to wait. Blue's going to tell this guy to fire. Once white tells this guy to wait, white's also going to tell this guy to wait, and this guy to wait, and this guy to wait. So the white signal is the one that tells everybody when to wait and when to expect their pearl. The blue signal is what does the firing and starts the first iteration of the white signal. Okay. Once orange gets looped, right? Orange starts a new loop of white over here. Now there's still an issue, and we'll see what it is in a minute. But basically what we can expect is we start white, white says purple, light blue, orange, and then orange sets off a new white signal, which is over here. Cool? So let's see what happens. I'm going to tell these sides of the blocks to tell me what your IO is, so we know how much power is going into this thing. Let's kick it off. Boom. We're getting 13,000, 15,000, 16,000, 17,000 RF a tick. Look at that. If we look at the numbers here, last pearl arrived at 10, lost 0. Last pearl arrived at 10, lost 0. This is literally a perfect system. I don't think it could be any better. And now the pearl is dead. So what's the problem? The problem is the signaling on this system doesn't realize that things stopped. It doesn't realize that the pearls have stopped firing. So it keeps going forever. And right now, the way that we have to stop this is by stopping you at the orange level. Now everything stopped, right? So that ends the loop, right? Then we can fire another one. So that one ender pearl produced 3 million RF total at 17,000 RF a tick. Fire another one, and again, it's a little bit of luck as to when the pearl's going to expire, but look at it go. It's still running, right? So this time it's running a little bit longer than the last one. What happens is there's like a random luck chance for the pearl being destroyed. It's still running. The less time that you hold onto a pearl, the less of a chance that it could be lost. Dude, is it still running? Holy cow. This is beautiful. This is ridiculous. This is actually really well timed. My thought process is even better than I thought there was going to be some delay. All right, it just ended, right? Wow. All right, so random pearl discard. So there you go, right? We're not losing any RF. Random pearl discard. We have produced 12 million RF off of that. 12.5 million RF. Dude, what's up? How's it going? That's a lot of power. All right, so now what we need to do, I'm going to recoup these guys because they weren't needed anymore. I was going down a different thought line. I was going to have something going into the top of each of these, but then when I realized I could just loop on the white signal with the right timing, that we'd be in really good shape, and that actually seemed to work out pretty well. So no longer was this needed. What we need to do now is detect when pearls are lost at some point and feed a signal into the system to reset all this and stop the looping iteration. Okay? And I have to figure out how I'm going to do that because I don't really know yet. So there's the Ender monitor, which is totally a thing. So we can cover all this up for the time being. Eventually this will feed into the main capacitor. Okay? So there's the Ender monitor that can detect lost pearl, pearl fired, pearl arrived, lost pearl. Okay, so we can detect two things. We can detect when a pearl is lost, and we can detect when a pearl arrived, and we can detect when a pearl has been fired. Okay? So there's two ways we can approach this. We could say, monitor all of the Endergenic generators, and when a pearl is lost, then send a redstone signal in to reset this thing. Or we could monitor one Endergenic generator and say, if you go 20 ticks or a second without receiving a pearl, then assume the pearl has been lost. That way we don't have to put an Ender monitor on each of these. And I think that's probably the approach that we're going to take. In fact, I guarantee you that that's the approach we're going to take, because that's what I'm going to do right now. So we basically want to say, so like, watch this, right? If we stop this for a sec, everybody stopped ticking. Okay. Fire this dude, right? And this guy's configured for a pearl fired. See how it's pulsing every time that there's a pearl that was fired? Okay. What that means is we know that the system is still running. Every time we receive a tick, which should be like once every 10 ticks or so, we should get a pulse, right? The system's still running. Things are still good. Everything's happy, right? When this stops pulsing, it means, okay, the pearl just expired. And that one, for the record, wow, produced like 9 million. No, wait, more. What was it before? 15? And now it's at 23. All right, so 8 million. Dude, that is sick. That's better power gen than this. This should be my middle tier power gen. This should be my top tier power gen. Holy cow. A really well executed Endergenic generator is insane. Anyway, let's get this working. So basically we want to say, while this is still ticking, let this thing loop. But when this stops running, we need to stop this guy from going. So I think what I'm going to do is do an RS NOR latch that will basically trigger on when the blue signal triggers on, and it'll trigger off when another one comes in. And we'll combine that with an AND gate on this orange piece. So basically that RS NOR latch has to be activated for the orange to keep ticking. Does that sound like a plan? So let's use green as the color that we're going to measure off of, right? So we're going to want to have some bundling come up here. That'll basically be green. And we want to AND the two into this quartz resonator. Okay. So a couple different approaches we could do for this, right? Orange and green is what we want. So I want to have enough spacing. So maybe instead of this being orange, he can be black. Okay. And then what we're going to have is orange and green emits black. Cool. That should be easy enough. So we will say orange and green emits black, right? So we're going to need redstone torch. So let's see if I can remember how to make an AND gate here. We'll probably want to do this. Let's do it as orange, green, we could do right? So that feeds into that. So as long as they're both on, then that's the output. And this would be black. So this can be disconnected, and we'll read from this into there, and that's black, right? So for now, let's just have a little lever that keeps green on at all times, just for the temporary purposes, right? To test this. So as long as green's on, okay, this should continue to loop. See? And it's looping forever. Now, once the pearls have been lost, which just happened, right? So we had a bad pearl bit of luck. When green is off, it stops looping. Cool? Cool. So now what we're going to want to have is basically blue coming into an RS NOR latch, as well as, let's call it red. Red will be the stop point, right? So blue will turn on the RS NOR latch, turning on the green signal, and then a red signal will turn off the RS NOR latch. Okay, so for that to work, we're going to basically build an RS NOR latch here. That will be torches with, let's say, gray can be the color we use. So we want you with gray, right? So RS NOR latch will be here, here, and then we're going to have you. I want to make sure that I set this up right. We can break these connections because we don't want gray going down into the wire. These could probably be something that I'm really not using, like cyan or something, but it really doesn't matter. And then you're going to read off that. Well, this should actually be, this one should be green, I think, right? So when blue triggers, it's going to turn on green, right? So this should be green. And you're going to be allowed to connect into there, right? So right now, green is off, correct? Or is green on? Green looks off, right? Just thinking because it's lots of logic. Yes, so I think this is correct, right? So let's watch, right? We hit the button. Things are flickering a lot. Why are you flickering so much? Let's hit the red button. For now, red button is going to basically be a lever. Okay, so let's just review that. So that stops. So that's kind of working, but I don't know why you're flickering so much. You should be staying steady. So let me review that. So your red is feeding into that. Blue is feeding into that. Blue should only be pulsing once. So blue should pulse once, turn you off, which turns you on, which turns green on, which should keep you on. Right, so this goes off. Let's remove this line for a sec. Right, that's what I expected to see. Now, every pulse of this should not matter. That's what I expected to see. So what about green? Green might be my problem. So what I could do is maybe let's do like this and then set that so that you're reading from this only into there. Let's see if that helps. You're still flickering like crazy. Why you flicker? You should really not be doing that. Blue's off, right? Yeah, blue's totally off. So what's causing so much flickering over here? I feel like this is just being a little bit weird and it shouldn't be. So let's see if I remove blue. So blue's not my problem. Let's see if I remove green. Interesting. Don't mind me, just doing a little bit of debugging on camera. See if I remove, like, well, obviously removing green and gray would make a big difference. So you're still flickering. Why are you flickering? You really shouldn't be. Did I do an RS Norlatch wrong? I don't think so. Huh. Yes, you're being weird, my good sir. So, playing with this a little bit, I came to the conclusion that I think I found a bug in Super Circuit Maker. Watch. If I flip the lever here and here, it's fine. But if the pulse comes in on the blue pulse button, it does that. Absolutely should not. So I'm hoping I can get around this bug by using circuits within circuits. So what I'm going to try to do is dismantle this thing. And I made pretty much a quick RS NOR latch right here that I'm going to pick up and put within the circuit board. So we're going to pop this dude right. Can I put you on there? But do you need to be... So I want you only to... Yeah, that's fine. Why can't I put you on here? Am I doing something derpy? You like that I'm not... No. So I think what's happening is because it's a one-tick signal turning on the redstone torch that it's causing that flickering thing. So what I did is made it so that the blue signal flips a lever, and then 10 ticks later, the lever flips off. So it stays on for 10 ticks, and this seems to be fixing it. See? All right, this needs to be off. There you go. Off. So, boom. Now it's doing what it's supposed to be doing, right? So fixed, workaround, shouldn't have needed to do that. Probably a small bug in Super Circuit Maker that I need to report to Mr. Amadorns. But now, when we get a redstone pulse on the red channel, it's going to turn it off. Cool. All right. So instead of that being a pulse there, let's make you red, like that. So that's a little compact, but it's cool. I have so much fun with this. I really do. You're going to be reading from red, right? Now we have to get something that writes to red. So that's basically going to be this. And we'll basically have, let's get a few more tiny piles. Boom. So you can come down here. And basically, we're going to have an ender pulsar here that will read here. And you're going to be set to once every 30 ticks, right? So watch what happens. We're gonna put you on here, okay? And what should happen is, I might want this to be a longer delay, like 40 ticks, right? So what should happen is, you're gonna stop this from pulsing on a regular basis. So watch what happens, right? Push the button, Why are you not pearl fired? Did we lose a pearl? Oh, we don't have any pearls. That's why. We're out of pearls. It's working properly, I promise. I just didn't have any pearls in the system. So, boom. This redstone pulsing should stop the ender pulsar until we lose a pearl, which just happens super fast for us. Let's try that again. Perfect. See? And it's stopping the ender pulsar from turning off the RS gate, right? Now, once that pearl stops firing, the ender pulsar will pulse. See it pulsing there? And it turned off the gate, stopping the multiple flashings. Awesome. That's actually pretty good. So to avoid using vanilla redstone, I'm going to go ahead and just make this the red cable coming in here. So we will do, this should be the mini redstone dust, right? So you're going to read from that, hit your ender pulsar, which again, we'll put it like, doesn't really matter. And this was red, right? Yeah, red. Cool. We'll set you to like 40. We'll stick with that. And then just run that straight up to here, right? So now there's no vanilla redstone in the mix. So then we press the button. We're generating lots of RF. Everything's pulsing, right? And then as soon as this guy, so he stops pulsing. Cool. You should actually be, oh right, you have to be that. There we go. That stops the pulsing now. Cool. That's why. So watch, we hit the button. This thing's pulsing. It stops the ender pulsar from pulsing. It lets the whole cycle of timings work. And then once you're no longer firing pearls around, the ender pulsar resets the system. That's complete. That works. We now have press button, generate RF. Let's destroy some more RF. Remember I said I was going to be doing that a lot. Let's get more capacitors, because I just want to demonstrate this working, and then we're going to stop being in cheat mode, I promise, and actually do stuff. So let's take this out of our hotbar, because I think we're pretty much done here. I want to say that this is a complete and finalized build, if I'm not mistaken. So you probably have a lot of backlogged power to clear out. That's crazy how much power this stuff generates, guys. But it's actually working really well. I like it. The best part is, having removed the vanilla redstone, we're no longer doing chunk updates. Look at that. There's like no chunk updates happening. That is awesome. And to be fair, we could totally tie the red thingy that's here, the red cable, into activating the blue cable. So that once red pulses again, it restarts the system right away. Like, that would be crazy, right? Red could trigger blue. Like, a few ticks later, like 10 ticks later, red triggers blue, and then the whole thing resets and it starts running again. That would be awesome. I kind of want to do that. But I also kind of want to keep destroying all my ender pearls. I'm wasting ender pearls right now. I want you guys to know. This is not cheating. This is the opposite of cheating. This is me wasting resources in ender pearls. But it's all in the name of science. So what if we made it so that 10 ticks, let's say, after red. And I mean, we could do an AND gate on this, right? But it would basically, because we'd want to AND gate it with some kind of lever that says yes, run the system versus no, run the system. But it could very much be, so like 10 ticks after the red pulse. Do, yeah, you. Do blue. So right, so that starts it. And see, look, red's no longer pulsing. The whole system's running, right? I'm going to even make you like 5 seconds. So there'll be a good 5-second delay there, right? So watch what happens. You know what? Let's not make that. Let's make you like 5. Well, yeah, you're fine. 5 seconds, right? So this keeps running. It's generating crazy amounts of RF, right? At some point it dies. 5 seconds later, it resets the system, and it should kick off again. Nice. I think we're out of ender pearls, actually. No, we're not. Okay, so why aren't you triggering? This actually should kind of be working. Could be my timing's just a little bit off. Should make you, like, even more. Are you just... Yeah, you're firing ender pearls, but I have to tweak the timings a little bit. That's all it is, really. So, little playing around, that's all that I have to do. Let's set you to tell me my IO. Let's get a few more ender pearls. And then we'll be ready to wrap up this segment, because I think we've got this working. Just want to make sure, yes, you're producing 17,000 RF a tick once this thing gets up and running at full speed. Right? Why are you only at 12,000 now? Last pearl arrived at 8. Why is my timing off? Alright, I have to tweak things. Oh, right. I know why. I think. Wait. So orange triggers black, and black triggers 2 ticks. Yes. I have to play a little bit. So I changed this black to be orange, and now everything's good with the timing. What I think is probably happening is that this is adding a 1 to 2 tick delay to the whole circuit. It's probably, there's a 1 tick delay for this, and then a 1 tick delay for that, right? So that's probably what's happening. So you should be, by the way, yeah, this needs to be black again. But what I'm thinking I want this to be is just this to this to that. And that might be the right timings. Nice. Last pearl arrived at 10. This is full, probably. That's why it's saying 0 RF a tick. But I think we're in good shape. Yes. So I used to have a quartz resonator here saying delay 2 ticks between the black signal and the white signal. But orange going in, 1 tick. This guy, another tick. Black going out, that's 2 ticks. I'm thinking. So, in theory, everything should be working now. And then once the ender pearls stop flying around, we should have power again. Or we should have the pulsing stop again. So see all the pulsing happening? Right? Wait for the ender pearls to stop flying. It's a little crazy how long these things last sometimes. Is there a way to, like, void this energy? That would be awesome. Are you still going? Come on, stop! I need to add, like, a little manual lever here to, like, stop it while I'm debugging. It's crazy how, like, it's too good. I could easily stop it. Wow, you're still going. You're still generating power off that 1 ender pearl. That's nuts. Are you gonna die or what? It's still running. It's still running. I need to stop. Like, at some point it's gotta stop, right? I'm gonna add a little manual lever flip. There. I manually killed it. I had to kill it. That's how crazy good this is. Alright. I'm gonna void all this power again, and we'll be back. Like, I have no idea how I need a power void is what I need. I need something that can literally just void power. Remember the old trash cans from Extra Utilities? I need to ask Tema. Tema, I need my energy trash can back for RF. I'm making too much. Alright, we'll be back in a minute, guys. Alright, just to be official, we're going to hit the button and see that this works. Boom. And we should be getting 17,000 RF. Lovely. Nice. That is awesome. Alright, so we're going to wrap up the episode here. Maybe next episode we'll add that little bit of circuitry that says, hey, when the redstone on the red line pulses, If there's a lever outside that's on or something, then turn on the blue again. But for now, we're kind of in good shape, right? So we just produced from one ender pearl 7 million RF at 17,000 RF a tick. That's a pretty awesome build, and I'm really pleased with it because it works beautifully, like super nice, right? For now, wrapping up point, Darrell20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. As always, take it easy.